Alright, welcome here today, ladies and gentlemen, to the second race of our doubleheader Sunday on the channel, NASCAR Heat 5. Another full race live stream coming for you. The Go Bowling at the Glen.com 400. Watkins Glen International, the home for our second road course race of the season, both in the regular season and our first race of two at Watkins Glen on the year. The next time we come to Watkins Glen will be the regular season finale, but first we'll see what road course ringer will show up here today. Johnson won the first road course race of the year at Sonoma by inches on Joey Logano, just coming off of a fluke DNF where the game had messed up with an error. If you guys just saw that a little bit ago, that is why we are running the Watkins Glen race today. I meant to run that tomorrow, but it looks like we were going to have to move it up because of situations being the way they were. King, William Nix, Jellyfishy, Ultimate Games, Jackson Thomas, Black Ace, CW2288, welcome to the stream. This is about to get crazy. I hope it doesn't get anything like how the last race went. Indianapolis, if we're going to DNF the way that happened there, that's fine. You know, so be it. Martinsville, I made a mistake. If we're going to DNF that way, it's fine. But when the game does what it did at New Hampshire on us, and we didn't even get involved in an accident. We go to a restart, and it just says DNF, like, as soon as I shift from first to second. Like, what the heck? Like, so, we're going to go with qualifying here. No practice. We're going to qualify, try to see if we can get back-to-back poles in a row, and then we're going to go racing. 90 laps, not a long race here at Watkins Glen. So here we go. Gonna run 2 laps in this opening round of qualifying. Gonna try to set the quick time, and we'll see where we will be. First time I've raced Watkins Glen on NASCAR Heat 5, so gonna have to get used to it here. Using the steering wheel in the, or sorry, using the controller in this race today. Alistair Moore, welcome to the stream. Nathan Frago, welcome to the stream. I just overran the bus stop. Okay, no penalty. Just a warm-up lap there for Johnson, no big deal. Good thing, because that would have cost us a little bit of time. You know what the crazy thing is? I never really had a problem with NASCAR Heat 4 up until that moment. And obviously the game kept crashing that after the first couple days of buying the game. Between those two instances, man, that sucks. That is not the way that race should have went by any means. If we would have DNF'd later, so be it, but we never would have known. That's what ended up happening. Worst part is now between that, Indianapolis, and Martinsville, that's 3 of the last 4 races we have DNF'd in. And we had, at one point in time, an 82-point lead on Kevin Harvick. All of a sudden, we're only looking at a 17-point lead coming into this race at Watkins Glen for that regular season title. Remember, that is 15 extra playoff points on the line, so this regular season title battle has just got a whole lot more interesting with just 12 races to go before the playoffs. And this could definitely be a wild card race today at Watkins Glen. .107.583 for lap 1 there for Jimmy Johnson. Looks like he's going to overrun turn 1. He's not getting on the brakes hard enough or quick enough. And overrunning these corners slightly, but that lap time should be able to get us to the top 12 at least. Just 2 rounds in the session qualifying here on these road courses. Johnson get back-to-back poles. Court LaJoie going to get in the way slightly there. Very tough to pass on these road courses. We're going to get around LaJoie though. Ty Dillon coming off of the win at New Hampshire. An upset victory. Probably the second one we've seen this season, other than Ricky Stenhouse when he won at another flat, shorter racetrack at Martinsville. By the way, I looked at the point standings before the start of this race. Ty Dillon is 29th in the standings, so as long as he stays in the top 30, he's got a 17-point cushion right now over 30th. He will be in the playoffs. Top of the charts in round 1 for Jimmie Johnson with that 107.583. Almirola with a close second place there by about 0.07 of a second. JC Does Stuff, welcome to the stream. All right, here we go. Gonna try tightening it up here just a little bit. It seemed like it was a little loose when we were hopping over the curbs. So 10 minutes to try and set the quick time here. Round 2 of qualifying. Johnson was top of the charts in round 1, coming off of a pole at New Hampshire. And Johnson get 2 poles in a row in both races of the doubleheader today. That'd be pretty amazing to get that second pole of the season. My favorite driver is Ryan Blaney. Yeah, Blaney's my favorite driver. Not a bad warm-up lap. Definitely better than round 1 warm-up lap. So far, so good. Relaxed yellows are on as usual for the road courses. Not a bad start there through turn 1 for Jimmie Johnson. Definitely feels like the handling's there. Uphill through the carousel now. The first set of corners. Downshifting the third. Driving it in deep there through the bus stop. Bouncing over the curves. Getting it to run pretty well for the most part. Into turn 5 now. Getting it to stick well down there right along the bottom. This has the potential for a very, very extremely fast lap. And this is definitely pacing better than what our lap was in round 1. We had a 107.586. Awesome turn 7 there. Through second gear. Through third up to fourth. 107.549. So this lap is already quicker than any lap that we had ran in round 1. Any of the two. Almirola, who finished second in round 1, already puts up a 107.931. So he's only 0.4 of a second off. Definitely putting the pressure on Johnson early on here in this qualifying session. It's just, I don't know, it's turning tight, but it seems like it's really, really loose when it bounces over the curbs. Especially if you hit them in the right spot. Trying to get Jimmie Johnson his 10th win of the season here today. I don't think this second lap is going to be faster than what our first lap was, but we'll see. Nope. Honestly, that first lap is definitely going to be tough to beat, especially for ourselves. We absolutely came out of the gate strong. Remember, our first lap in round 2, or sorry, round 1 rather, was also quicker than our lap time after that in round 1. Johnson running a little wide off of turn 5. Even faster lap, 107.425, that last lap for Jimmy Johnson. Seemed to run turn 1 just a little bit better on this 4th lap now than what we did on that last lap also. So Johnson by about a half a second has the pole time over Eric Almirola. Halfway through this final round of qualifying, just 5 minutes to go. Johnson tight. I'm surprised it doesn't black flag us for going through the grass like we did there. It didn't do that in our warm-up lap at all either. I don't want to cut it much more than that just to be safe, but I don't even want to cut it that much. Kind of missing the braking zone slightly, that's all. He definitely slowed that lap time up doing that as well. Not sure where Kyle Busch is on the qualifying charts exactly right now, but he is definitely getting bigger and bigger out of the windshield of the race car for Jimmy Johnson. Trying to get in his draft here down this longer straightaway. Pretty solid through turn 6 that time by Johnson. Yep. Jimmy gonna come to pit road this time. Gonna slap 4 fresh tires back on the car. 40 miles per hour is the pit road speed limit as we practice our pit stop here in qualifying. Never seen Johnson win on a road course, believe it or not. Johnson won at the Glen or Sonoma 1 year, I think. Yeah, I definitely remember Johnson won at Sonoma. What year was that? It was the year that Marcus Ambrose was in the 47, and he stalled out going uphill. And I can't remember what year that was, but I definitely remember him winning at Sonoma. And I would have to believe he won at Watkins Glen, but I can't recall when exactly. But I'm trying to think what year that Sonoma race was. I want to say that Sonoma race is 2010? 2009 maybe? I think it was 2010. It was definitely in the car at tomorrow years. And it was when Ambrose was in the 47, so he wasn't even in the 9 car yet. I want to say that was 2010. Might have been 2011. But I want to say 2011 he was already driving the 9 car. Richard Petty. Almirola's fastest lap was still his first lap at 107 bracket area, but just to be safe, Jimmy's going to keep running the final minute and 40 seconds of qualifying here. Finishing up the warm-up lap. So I thought about doing a race now mode with the New Hampshire race. The problem is that wouldn't have counted towards points anyway. There would have been no way to get points from that race, so I didn't bother even redoing it. It wouldn't have counted for anything. wouldn't have changed the outcome of what the actual season championship mode results were, so I didn't bother on doing it. Otherwise I would have. Johnson's got a solid lap going on. Oh, a little tight through turn 6 though. It was a solid lap up until that point. A little tight in turn 7 trying to get the car to turn. Also, Jimmy's going to have one more lap to try and get an even faster lap time here. It's going to be tough to beat. About slid the tires into turn 1. He's going to run a little wide. He's got 3 cars not too far ahead of him that I would like to think Jimmy can catch before the end of this final lap. So we're just going to keep an eye on those charts here. Johnson may very well be the last driver to get a complete lap in here as time has already expired. Oh no! And Newman goes around in qualifying. Johnson overruns the bus stop and runs right into Ryan Newman. Newman was 4th on the charts. He was kind of stuck behind Austin Dillon there. And I don't think his lap time was going to be good enough anyway to gain any more spots, but don't want to see that happen in qualifying of all things. The 2 Dillon brothers right in front of him again. Ty Dillon winning at New Hampshire. Needs a solid run, only 17 points above 30th in the point standings. Why not come to the line three wide, I guess there. They were side-drafting each other, so they were slowing each other down. We'll wait to see just to make sure. Yep, top of the charts, Jimmy Johnson on the pole for the 2nd race in a row. 107.425 at the top of the charts. Eric Almirola 2nd, just like in round 1. Take a look at the running order there through the top 10 for your starting positions for the Watkins Glen race here today. June 2010, got it. CP, I'm gonna say, oh geez, CP Cody plays, I mean, sorry, CP Cod High plays. Well, yeah, the black flag would be us having to stop if we missed the chicane there. Soundbread Entertainment, welcome to the stream. So welcome everybody tuning in here. Who wins 2020 Watkins Glen race? We're going to see right here. There's no actual race at Watkins Glen this year, so that's unfortunate. But we're going to have one virtually here on NASCAR Heat 5 on the channel for you guys today. So get ready. Buckle up tight. We've got a quick 90-lap race coming your way. Justin Haley starting at the rear of the field. Logano does not look fast. And again, Johnson on the pole for the 2nd straight race. Looking for better fortune. Been a few races since going to victory lane for Johnson, and just a close 17-point lead in the regular season standings over Harvick coming into today. Johnson leads the field to the green. We're underway at Watkins Glen. Lap 1, turn 1. Almirola drives it in deep down on the curbing there. I think he's going to have a fast car. Remember at Sonoma, he challenged late for the win there. Had one of the faster cars that day. Johnson got the win. Almirola ended up finishing 3rd. Logano was 2nd by a nose, but we'll see if Almirola has a car that can compete for the win throughout the course of this one. Johnson putting a couple car lengths of gap here between the 48. So himself and the 10 of Almirola. Into turn 6, making sure Jimmy doesn't overrun it there. Almirola gains a little bit of time. He seems to be a little faster in turn 6. Not bad for turn 7 there for Johnson. Almirola stays pretty equal though. And Stenhouse not going away. A couple of drivers have won that are below the top 16 in the point standings this season. Stenhouse and Ty Dillon are two of those drivers. And how about Stenhouse in third place there? A little bit of a wheel hop off the curbing for Johnson, but Jimmy Johnson leads lap 1 here at Watkins Glen. It's the first race this season which he has led the opening lap of the race, despite now having 2 poles on the season. Really pull away from Almirola through the chicane there. Definitely going to have to make sure we don't overrun it and get penalized for it, because Almirola is sticking with us for the most part right now. Again, his better corners seem to be turns 6 and 7, even turn 1 for the most part as well. Is where he seems to be gaining the most time on us through these first couple of laps. 2 laps in the books already. Again, this race, only 90 laps. This is the least amount of laps in a single cup race all season. For a full race, that is. Remember, we have a shortened Daytona race that will be 80 laps, I guess, technically. But Almirola, I mean, he gains a ton of time in turn 1. Bread and butter. It is so hard to pass the leader on these road course races, and you're going to see Almirola have a tough time trying to get around Johnson. If he gives himself the opportunity, of course. Really pretty solid set of corners through the chicane again there for Jimmy. Yep, definitely just can't overrun the corners. I'm very surprised Stenhouse in third place is actually keeping up with the top 2 right now. He qualified third. Good run there. I just didn't think he was going to quite compete in the race as much as what he is so far. Great run for Stenhouse early, and from 4th on back, Ryan Newman, who qualified 4th. Kurt Busch in 5th. They're both over 7.5 seconds off the lead already. But the top 3, all kind of sticking with one another right now. We'll have to see how pit stops will come into play today. The only road course and the only track in general on the Cup Series circuit where you have to service the left side tires before the right sides and put the fuel in on the right side of the race car. Even the other 2 road courses at Sonoma and the Charlotte Roval, it's still a normal pit stop as far as servicing the rights and then over to the lefts with the fuel can being placed on the left side still. Johnson overruns turn 6. Almirola really didn't capitalize like I thought he would there. He gained a little bit of time, but not as much as I thought he would have. And a lot of the reason is, even though we went wide, we were in the gas quite a bit there. Same thing with turn 1 this time. Still just using a lot of throttle. Really able to get the power down in time and almost kind of drive away from the 10 car there off of turn 1, using a lot more racetrack with that excess pavement and access road off to the left. Kurt Busch all over Newman for 4th. I'd have to assume Kurt Busch has a faster car than Newman. Newman had a good qualifying effort. I just don't think he's going to be that fast in race trend. Gonna alternate through the different camera angles here for the first time today. Johnson trying to go 2 for 2 on the road courses this season. Nothing but clean laps from the start, but Almirola trying to put the pressure back on Johnson again here. Within a half a second, he's in the draft, going in the chicane as well. Johnson runs it perfectly. Well, almost perfectly. The exit wasn't as pretty, but still gained a little bit of time there. He kind of pulled away from Almirola slightly. Johnson pretty good through turn 5 for the most part as well. Stenhouse slipping back. He's about 2.5 seconds back now. Hammer was definitely down there. Almirola closing in. Johnson definitely has a straightaway speed in his car. You can see him kind of pulling him. Almirola gained a little time in the center of turn 9, but off the exit, it seemed like he was slowly pulling back away from him. Definitely could have beaten him back to the gas as well. Could have definitely been part of the reason for that. Big hop over the curb that time. Right side tires. Tried downshift into second gear there that time. Johnson a little wide through turn 6 again. Carried a little too much speed. That time Almirola was actually able to close quite a bit. And by going wide in 6, it really did not help Johnson's cornering through turn 7 either. Tiptoeing his way off the curbing there through turn number 1. Stenhouse starting to close in on Almirola once again. He's only about a second behind him. For the second straight race, 750 horsepower rules package here. Our next race, we go to Michigan. That race should be tomorrow night. So again, should be able to get to Michigan tomorrow night. Once I get off of work again, about 8:15, 8:30 or so Eastern Standard Time. Oh man! It's about as wide as we've been through turn 1, and there goes Almirola. One little mistake by Johnson, and Almirola was there for the taking. But look at Johnson climb through the carousel, never lifts, and look at the run Johnson's got to the inside of Almirola once again, out breaking him into the bus stop chicane. Almirola right back, or sorry, Johnson rather, right back to the lead on the 10 of Almirola. So he was there to pounce quickly, but has never officially taken the lead by leading a lap. Try not to overrun turn 6 that time, knowing that he is definitely close. So Johnson has led the first 9 laps of the race as we currently are on lap 10. Thanks for stopping by Ultimate Games. Hopefully you can make it back by the finish. Decent amount of lap traffic up ahead right now. Not too far ahead of these leaders. It's amazing that lap 11 and already we're catching lap traffic here at Watkins Glen. Should catch it by the end of the lap for sure. Probably within a couple corners, to be completely honest. Oh, man. Oh, no. Oh, Jesus. I thought that was going to DNF us. I'm not going to lie. I thought I hit the wall hard enough there for a second. Just holding that back for a while. Contact with Joey Gase there for Jimmy Johnson as well. So outside of that little stretch, we've had a clean race. Haven't hit anything. Matt Kenseth not off to a very strong start in this one either. Jimmy's got to get through the lap traffic pretty well though. So far so good. I know. I hit the wall kind of hard too. There's actually barely any damage, thankfully. I was trying to hold in a sneeze and I just sneezed like right in the center of the corner and that about messed me up. Johnson trying to outbrake John Hunter. Gonna be able to do it. While putting him a lap down. Quinn Half will be next. Trying to get Johnson back to victory lane again. No sign of where exactly Kevin Harvick might be right now. Almirola has fallen 4 seconds off the lead. And Ricky Stenhouse Jr. is not that far behind him. How crazy would that be if Stenhouse could get the win here today at Watkins Glen? Well, Johnson completely overruns turn 1 there. Way wide. Trying to outbrake Justin Haley. Cross him back over. And we're going to clear him before we even get into the chicane here. Right side tires have not really worn out at all. Left front at 60% is really the only tire that's extremely wearing out, and that's because there are more left-handers than right-handers around this racetrack, especially that hard 90-degree first turn being right-hander. Downhill, hard braking zone. Definitely puts a lot of stress on that left front. Not even halfway through the tire run yet. Johnson absolutely pulling away early. Huge train of lap cars. William Byron, Michael McDowell is who Johnson's working on right now. Ooh, contact with McDowell even. Moving in deep there, looking on Reddick. Couldn't quite get around him. Almirola needs a great run like this. He is right on the bubble of the points right now, heading into this race at Watkins Glen today, so he definitely needed a good showing. The fact he's running second here early on is a possible good sign for things to come. Parker Fletcher, welcome back. Oh man, meant to downshift to second and not third there. Caused us to go wide in turn 7. Still 6-second lead though for Johnson back to Almirola. Big wheel hop off of the curbing on turn 1 there. After using the access road. Good job getting the car to turn through the carousel. It's a tough area to make a pass, but we made it look easy there on the slower Matt DiBenedetto in the 21. Couple giant hops off the curb there that lap. There's a chicane, already 15 laps complete. It was a pretty close battle between the 48, the 10, and the 47 there of even Stenhouse, but once we got to lap traffic, that has pretty much been it. Johnson's gotten through the lap traffic so much better than the rest of the field, and has really allowed him to pull away. More cars he can put a lap down, of course, the better. Christopher Bell not off to a great run here. 24th. He's had some solid runs this season too. Stick with the normal camera now for at least a little bit. Watch that lead go. I should say the interval and the margin of lead expand and get larger and larger as the corners, as the laps tick on here for Jimmy Johnson. Johnson's led every lap so far from the start of the race after qualifying on the pole for the second straight race in a row. Last 2 races have not gone Johnson's way. Really 3 of the last 4 have not gone his way. Outside of the win at Richmond, Johnson has had a rough patch as far as finishes go. '38th, 37th, and 40th. In those other 3 races, Johnson did not win at Richmond, so all 9 of these wins have definitely been very important. It is 45 playoff points coming into this point in the season. 15 playoff points for winning the regular season championship. Johnson, again, has a 17-point lead over Harvick coming into this race today also. I think whatever kind of situation we even put ourselves as this race gets later and later and later, I think what we need to know is that Johnson has got to finish this race if he's going to want to hold on to that points lead at the end of this one. Can't afford to crash out. Got to salvage whatever finish we can, even if we have a terrible late race restart, for instance, and lose a couple spots. Can't be overly aggressive trying to get every spot back at once. Good thing he qualified on the pole, got the track position early, and we've led every lap so far from the start of the race. $20 laps complete, 70 laps to go. Here at Watkins Glen. Another 10 laps will be a third of the way home already. Like LaJoy was going to throw the block on Johnson there for a second. Johnson being patient now to get around the 22 of Logano even. Through 6. Now drives it in deep into 7. Going to complete the pass easily. 21 drivers on the lead lap. Good pass for Johnson on Chastain. Even 20 cars on the lead lap now. And Logano tries to follow up with the pass on Chastain himself here. So we had that truck race at Eldora go caution free from start to finish. We have not had a cup race go caution free. The closest we have gotten was Sonoma, where we had 2 cautions that day. We also had 2 in a race at Pocono. Almirola has closed the gap over the last couple of laps. He was about 17 and a half to 18 seconds off the lead. Now he's about 15 and a half to 16 seconds off the lead. Tires start to wear out. It seems like we're pretty even over the course of the run as far as how fast we are compared to the rest of the field. It's even throughout the course of the run. If we do get any restarts and Almirola could get to the lead off a restart, he'll be much harder to pass at clean air. He got around us once when we went wide through turn 1. We had such a great run though through the carousel. And we were able to get right back by him going into that chicane without officially losing the lead, because he did not lead a lap. But Johnson on a nice easy Sunday drive here early on, but that is no indication for us being able to get the win. You saw what happened in the Brickyard 400 last night. Now a string of cautions perhaps may have costed us the race, or at least put us in that position where the inevitable happened. ZX09 Gaming, welcome to the stream. Gone quite a ways through the run. Now that left front tire is under 30% tire wear. Remember at Sonoma and even Canadian Tire for the Truck Series, these tires get under 30% tire wear on the road courses. The car basically just falls apart. The tires are completely shot and gone at that point in time. Now luckily for us, it's just the left front. We have taken care of the right side tires very well here today, but the left front is wearing out quite a bit, so we're going to have to monitor that. Trying to make it to the end of the run as much as possible. Again, tires a big factor when you come to road course racing. And stock cars specifically. How heavy the cars are really puts a lot of weight and a lot of stress on those tires. Drastically turning right to left, left to right. It's been a good run so far though for Jimmy Johnson. Again, has led every lap at the start of the race. Caution is out. For the first time today, caution is out with 66 laps to go at Watkins Glen. And we're going to set up for a restart here. It looks like everybody else will hit pit road. Austin Dillon gets the free pass in 17th. So we'll have 17 cars to line up for this restart. All right, here we go. Jimmy Johnson wins the race off of pit road. Green flag back in the air at Watkins Glen. 62 laps to go in the race. We're about a third of the way home. Johnson gets the advantage into turn one easily there on Eric Almirola. Almirola in second all by himself, leaving back for third place. A battle between Kurt Busch and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Almirola charging hard though through the carousel, trying to get a run on Johnson. Could he have made an adjustment maybe to make his car a little better in traffic? Better handling perhaps. He was able to hold on with Johnson for those first 11 laps before lap traffic became a factor. Johnson started to pull away, so we'll see if that'll be the case again here. Okay, just our first caution of the race there. We cannot make it on fuel and tires the rest of the way, so there will have to be at least one more pit stop in this race today. Great corners through turn 6 and 7 for Almirola. He's closed the gap on Johnson again. Johnson has led the first 30 laps of the race now. Trying not to make a mistake. Hasn't so far yet today. That's why he's led every lap. No penalties for shortcutting the track at all. Climbing up through the carousel again pretty swiftly. Top 5 not really falling back too far from Johnson. Remember, it was just the top 3 that got away the first time. Same 3, Johnson, Almirola, Stenhouse. But this time around, I think the top 5 all stand within about 2.5 seconds, a couple laps into the run. I'm not going to say the next 3 corners are Johnson's worst corners per se. Turn 6 is definitely Johnson's worst corner, when he struggled in the most. Actually got through it really well that time. But he didn't get through turn 7 that well. Runs a little wide. Almirola cuts down a slight bit of time. Got through a lot better. Beat him back to the gas. See if Almirola can have a great run into turn number 1 here. Johnson really just seems to arc the corners a lot better than what that 10 car does. A little bit further back. Nathan Frago, welcome back. About a 1 second lead now on Almirola. Stenhouse is really keeping up with Eric Almirola a lot better over the short run this time. He's a little less than a second behind him. Eric kind of slipped up through the chicane in turn 5 there. Stenhouse got through it pretty decently. Almirola gains a little bit of time back through 6 again. And I'm sure he will through 7 and through turn 1. Wish I can get to 4 million. Thanks, man. Maybe someday. You never know. Johnson almost took it a little too easy through turn 1 there. Look at the amount of time Almirola gained. You can tell he definitely drove it in deeper and got it to stick. Might have hurt his corner exit speed, though, just a hair, because Johnson, again, kind of gains all that time right back, in which he lost his prior 3 corners through the carousel and through the chicane alone. Seems to be how Johnson has those quick lap times. Again, these guys have gone head-to-head at Sonoma. And even in qualifying again here at Watkins Glen, Johnson scored the pole and also won round 1, but it was Almirola who qualified second and was also second in round 1 of that session qualifying as well. And he's obviously got a fast car in the race, short run, long run, whatever it may. Johnson kind of breaking the draft down to the inside there. 58 to go. Wow, Almirola never slipped up through the carousel that time. We seem to be pulling him quite a bit through there, but not that time. I think he's stuck in the draft of Johnson. Now going into the chicane. Oh, how deep can he drive it? This has not been the best lap for Johnson so far. Not been able to quite pull back away from Almirola yet. All the racetrack there at the excess road off of 5. Pretty solid corner through 6 for the most part there for Jimmy. Now into 7. Again, so hard to pass, especially the driver in the clean air. Kurt Busch stalking Stenhouse for 3rd back there into turn 7. We'll see if he might make a move into turn 1. Turn 1, one of the best passing zones on the track. Speaking of which, here comes Almirola. Drives it in deeper off the curbing. Closes the gap again on Johnson. Can he have a great run through the carousel for the 2nd lap in a row? It looks like he does. Almirola getting a lot better through the carousel over the last couple laps. He is putting the pressure on Jimmy Johnson. Hoping for Jimmy to make a mistake, which he has not done yet. At least not to a fullest extent to which the 10 car could capitalize as Jimmy pulls back away again through the chicane. And turn 5 for that matter. And you get to see how well that 10 car is through turn 6 and 7 and 1. About 0.8 of a second off the lead into 6. Gained about a 10th there through turn 7. He didn't gain any time there. He stayed equal with Johnson that time through 7. Now down into turn 1. It's not like Johnson's missing his corners. I mean, that 10 car just seems to roll through there a lot better. They took it really easy through one again. Not intentionally trying to do that. It just seems like every now and then I'm kind of backing the corners up a little too much, it seems like, and Almirola kind of takes advantage of it. And again, Almirola gets through the carousel while Johnson holding a low exit after going uphill there. Breaking the draft into the chicane as much as he can. Pulls away slightly again. Again, Jimmy has led the first 35 laps of the race now, so he's trying to last long enough until we get to lap traffic. Once Johnson can get through the first couple cars, should be able to pull back away slightly on the 10 of Almirola. Didn't tiptoe it through turn one that time. Oh, really tight through turn 7. Got back into the gas too soon again. Kind of slightly bounced it off the wall, and here comes Eric Almirola. Looking for a shot at the lead off of turn 1. Can't quite get the hammer down like Johnson was able to, though. Jimmy get a pull ahead slightly through the carousel. Looked like Almirola might have had a shot to pounce in 1. I don't think he got through 6 as well. And even 7 for that matter, but he did gain time in 7 again because Johnson slightly hit the wall. Kurt Busch has been struggling for a while to try and get by that third place car of Stenhouse, and he has just not been able to do it. Favorite track there, Nathan, is Bristol. One of my favorite tracks since I was a little kid. Got a chance to go there for the All-Star race for the first time ever not this Wednesday, but the Wednesday prior. It was an awesome experience. Ooh, man, Almirola all over the back of the 48, looking to the outside now in turn 7. Maybe to try and set him up. Johnson breaks the draft to the inside, still leads the lap at the line. Breaking the draft, gonna help a little bit there for Jimmy. Swings back up again into turn 1. Almirola right there, bounces off the curb, maybe got a little too loose, and again, Johnson pulls away. Pressure gets put on Jimmy, but he is not foiling under that pressure, at least right now. Huge run through the chicane. Really caught Joey Gase in a terrible spot there. All these back marker cars at the rear of the field. Johnson got to go to the outside of him. Almirola a little further back. Now works to the side of Joey Gase's car. Got to clear Kensington to 6 as well. Chad Fincham, David Reagan up ahead. Back on NASCAR Heat 4, I remember at Watkins Glen in the Xfinity Series, we led every lap of that race. And I want to say that might be the only race ever in any 3 series, and no matter what NASCAR video game it is, I don't think I've ever led every lap of a race like we did there in a full race. But so far here at Watkins Glen Cup Series, NASCAR Heat 5, we are off to a solid start. We've seen some pretty wild and crazy finishes. On 2 road course events so far in NASCAR Heat 5, Canadian Tire in the Truck Series had a wild finish. Riley Herbst got the win there, and then against Sonoma earlier on this season, what was only the 4th race of the year. It's the last time we raced on a road course for the Cup Series, and Johnson got the win that day, but it was on a photo finish where Logano almost went from 3rd to 1st on the final second half of that last lap. Oh, a little contact there between Hauff and Johnson. Goes to show how tight it is to pass, especially through the carousel. Carousel is probably the hardest place to pass a car on the track. That and the chicane right here. You could set somebody up well off of the exit of the carousel. It's a good setup corner. And then try to outbrake them going into the chicane, but there's no guarantees that actually passing in the chicane is going to work without getting yourself into an accident. Oh man, I got hooked on the back of the 2 of Keselowski, and now Keselowski kind of slides the tires into 1. Johnson got to get around him on the outside, so 2 of the 3 Penske cars are not having a great start here to this one today. That is for sure. How about Ricky Stenhouse Jr. up to 2nd? Denny Hamlin, by the way, up to 3rd. Stenhouse is actually about 4.5 seconds off the lead now. So Johnson tried to pass through the chicane on McDowell there, couldn't get it done. Ends up past him in turn 5 instead. Side draft on Bubba Wallace there. Got away from him, now into turn 6 on Cole Custer. .48 to go, almost halfway home. Here tonight at the Glen. Four-second lead. Stenhouse has closed that gap slightly over the last lap or 2. About a half a second to a second has been ticked off of that time. Almirola again back to 4th. Outside of the top 2, though, 3rd, 4th, and 5th have not won a race yet this season. Broke 3N Jr., welcome to the stream. Can you give a shout out to my channel? Yeah, for sure, man. I do not mind whatsoever. Wow. Johnson over that last lap and a half has really pulled away from Stenhouse. But Denny Hamlin has put the pressure on the back of the 47 car. Now Hamlin trying to put himself in a position to take over 2nd place. We've only had 1 caution so far today, as we are very close to the halfway mark. Yeah, no problem, man. Thank you. Ten-second lead. Caution is out again. Second time today, caution is out. Right when we had 47 laps to go, we'll have another 4 caution laps here. So again, second time we've had a caution, and there's a little bit of pit strategy going on here. So we cannot make it on fuel to the end of this race. Kurt Busch, Kevin Harvick, Martin Truex Jr. going to hit pit road. Austin Dillon will get the free pass once again in 17th. Johnson's going to stay out and keep the track position here. He's led every lap so far today. We'll be just past the halfway point when we go green. Broke 3N, welcome to the stream. That's hilarious, man. Thanks. Really appreciate it. Yeah, we got NASCAR Heat 5 daily live streams on the channel. Full races, realistic commentary. So that's what I like to bring to the table here. For the most part on the channel. Green flag back in the air as we go green here at Watkins Glen into turn 1. Johnson in the lead on the restart this time, but on a little bit older tires. As Denny Hamlin pulls into second place by himself. Almirola third, Blaney fourth, Boyer rounding out the top 5. So we go up through, uphill through the carousel. We'll see what Denny Hamlin's got. We have not seen another car challenge us for second place outside of Almirola today. Eric didn't have a great restart there in third. Could not quite get ahead of Hamlin. Johnson took off on that initial start, but Almirola couldn't really follow on through. He is all over the back of Hamlin, though. We'll see how this is going to work out. Tim Lambert, welcome to the stream. Hey man, that's cool. I would have killed to have been a NASCAR driver when I was younger and racing go-karts and stuff. Up until a couple years ago, I was like, man, if I could just get something bigger, but I just never got the opportunity, and I was like, you know what, maybe it's just never going to arise. So I took the broadcasting route because I still love NASCAR, I still love talking about it. So I'd always kind of had that in the back of my head, you know, growing up. But I guess this is becoming more of a possible reality in the future. So that was the main reason I wanted to start the channel here. Kind of start my own brand, get the name out. Maybe one day, live my hopes and dreams and have at least a job with NASCAR, you know, or something in that realm someday, you know, being a broadcaster. Doing real races with a realistic broadcast instead of the video games. But I think this is a good start. Got to build the channel up first and foremost, that is for sure. Road to 1,000 subs, where we're at right now. And if I can make this a full-time job and end up getting, you know, more notice, you know, more revenue off of this, I think that's where I'm kind of looking at going with this and trying to take this to the next level. For sure. Denny Hamlin again has a challenge. You can definitely tell that 10 car Almirola is faster than Hamlin. It's just so hard to pass on the road courses. We're gonna have to see how that 10 car might be able to try and get around the 11. It's right there. It's just Hamlin just isn't fast enough to try and keep up with Johnson. He's kind of holding up the 10. Shane Pinkney, welcome back to the stream. Denny Hamlin got through turn 1 really well that time. He's kind of closing the gap slightly again. 40 laps to go at Watkins Glen. Oh, Hamlin went wide off the exit of the carousel. Looked like he hit that bump down on the inside. Cost him just a slight bit of time because he was starting to get through there really well after getting through turn 1. But don't forget, that left front tire, if it gets down to 30% or lower, it is going to be a lot harder to hold on to grip-wise with the race car. And we are getting very close to that, down to 38%. So that is the problem with that caution coming out and bunching the field back up again. A little past halfway through that tire run. We can go roughly about another 13 laps on this fuel tank. Even with Harvick, Truex, and Kurt Busch pitting under that last caution, they still have to pit again before the end of the race. So if we go green into the finish, I don't know if that's going to be necessarily the winning call, but they can get the track position. You know, have another caution come out. Maybe they could just top off on fuel or something of that nature a little bit later in the race. It could be a strategy call to get the track position. That might be all they need. Oh, man. Usually when I mess up corners, you know, even slightly like that, it wasn't a huge mistake, but simply because I try to look at the chat, so it doesn't show. I mean, I try my best. I could probably move my phone off the charger now. I think I'll have plenty enough battery to make it to the end of the race. There we go. Hamlin closes the gap in turn 1. I'll tell you what, you got to give Denny Hamlin credit where credit is due here, because he is definitely hanging in with Johnson. And as soon as that left front tire starts to go away on the 48 car, you might see somebody else really be able to challenge for the lead like Hamlin. Again, you can tell he hasn't put as much pressure on us as what Almirola has in the past in this race, but I mean, Johnson has led every lap after starting on the pole here today, and after a rough finish to the last couple of races. Yeah, man, I can check out your channel for sure. I think you definitely have an extra subscriber coming your way. That's for sure, man. Why do I like Ryan Blaney so much? So I'm a huge Ryan Blaney fan. His uncle Dale Blaney races sprint cars in Northwest Ohio, where I live. When I was a little kid, and my grandparents used to take me to the racetrack all the time. When I was younger, I was always a Dale Blaney fan. He was always my favorite driver. So when Ryan started coming up through the NASCAR ranks, I was all in. I was going to be a Ryan Blaney fan. And I was already a huge NASCAR fan before then. I was actually a Greg Biffle fan when I was a little kid. And his first season out of the Cup Series was Ryan Blaney's first full-time season for the Wood Brothers in 2017. So it was like a perfect swing there. I knew coming up the ranks Blaney was going to be my favorite driver. Especially once Biffle retired. Perfect transition there. So yeah, that's why I'm all in on Ryan Blaney. I know, like, usually you don't see huge super fans of like really young drivers, like I guess I would be for Blaney's sake, with him barely being in the Cup Series. Is his 4th full-time season. So again, he has not been in the Cup Series that long, but yeah, that's why I'm such a huge supporter and a huge fan of his. More so with the Blaney name, but he's a good kid too, though, so that kind of adds on to it. Ooh, Johnson goes wide in 6. Hamlin closes the gap again. A little tight through 7. That left front tire's down to 28% tire wear. He's definitely given up. Into turn 1, top 3, pretty much nose to tail. Don't forget about Blaney back in 4th. And then a big gap back to Boyer in 5th. But 2.5 seconds separate 1 through 4 right now. And don't forget Harvick, Truex, Kurt Busch, all on fresher tires, trying to make their way through the field. They haven't cracked the top 5 yet, at least. Jimmy Johnson's not a bad guy at all. I chose Jimmy Johnson strictly for the chase for 8. We're going to try to get him an 8th championship, record-breaking championship. This is the final year he would be on NASCAR Heat 5, assuming he still retires at the end of the season. So that's why I chose Johnson for this first season for the Cup Series, but I plan on choosing Blaney for season 2. Yeah, Johnson's a good guy, for sure. And Johnson, again, a little wide in 6. Hamlin didn't get through there as great. compared to the last couple of laps, but a little wide in 7, a little tight there again. SN1, PEZFN, welcome to the stream. Oh boy. You're born as in the same county as him. Yeah, he's from Hartford, Ohio. I don't know exactly what county that is, but it's weird. Well, I'm trying to think here. I think Ryan was actually born in North Carolina, but he grew up in Hartford, Ohio, where you know, the Blaneys, you know, were from. But I think with Dave at the time, he was in NASCAR when Ryan was kind of, so Ryan probably spent a lot of time growing up in North Carolina too, I would have to assume, with his dad being Dave. So he's kind of got some links with Northwest Ohio himself. Or maybe he was born in Hartford and grew up in North Carolina while his dad was there. I don't know, because his dad was in the Cup Series back in the late 90s, or in NASCAR in the late 90s. And Ryan's only like 5 years older than I am, so I was born in 99, so I mean, I would have to assume maybe he was born in Hartford and then grew up in North Carolina is what I'd have to guess. Oh, that left front tire is still shot. Johnson still led every lap in this race, but the left front's down to 20% tire wear. And the gap is definitely closed over the last couple laps even more. I mean, Hamlin has definitely put the pressure on Jimmy. It's going to be a matter of when will everybody pit. And even though that left front tire is extremely worn out like it is, we are still driving the wheels off this 48 car right now. We definitely have to be careful. That is for sure. Jeff Gordon, yeah, I don't really hate anybody, you know. I mean, hate's a strong word, but I don't really dislike anybody in the Cup Series. Oh, Johnson gets loose at 7. And Almirola, side by side now with Hamlin down the front straightaway. But Hamlin beats him back to the gas and is able to hold clear. Hamlin with a hard charge to the outside in turn 1. We've got a battle for the lead, ladies and gentlemen. Big power slide by Johnson. And here comes Blaney back and forth. Denny Hamlin to the race lead. Johnson still led every lap today. But with just 33 laps to go, Denny Hamlin has the clean air advantage, taking the lead away from Johnson. Off of turn 1 with the power move on the outside nonetheless. Johnson drives it in deep though. Big dive to the end zone. Contact, a door slam between the 48 and the 11. Johnson back to the lead again. And the 10 of Almirola closing in on Hamlin once again, trying to get around it, but Hamlin throws the block. Boy, how things have changed here. Lap traffic in the picture. This is going to get interesting. Oh, big slide! Oh, Hamlin's into the wall hard! The 10 of Almirola hits him! Caution is out again with 33 to go. Oh my goodness, Johnson got loose off a 6, corrected it into the side of Hamlin, and Hamlin in the 10 of Almirola just slammed. Blaney barely missed it. That was a hard crash back behind us there. Caution is out again, the second time today. That was a very unfortunate circumstance, to say the least. Wow. And we got pit stops coming up under caution. We're right at the edge of that pit window. We should be able to make it to the end. And Ryan Blaney wins the race off of pit road after missing the accident. Unbelievable. Green flag back in the air. Blaney leads the field to the green. This is the first lap Johnson has not led today, and it's under caution. From second place to the lead on the restart. Went down to first gear, power sliding it and clearing Blaney off the exit of the corner. Now can Blaney perhaps challenge? Great restart by Johnson. Johnson has led all the green flag laps today, but he has led all but 2 laps total. Blaney led 2 laps under caution there. Oh man, Johnson about missed the chicane. Really late to the braking zone. We're roughly just over 3 laps to the good on fuel. But we know the tires are going to wear out extremely in the final roughly 10 laps of this race. And you saw how hard it was to hang on to it. We almost crashed going into off of 6 into 7. Johnson runs wide. Here comes Blaney charging back to the outside. Johnson barely able to hold on. Again, Jimmy has led every green flag lap of the race. There's a lead change. Johnson officially at the line though. 28 to go, back in front. Blaney, a strong road course racer, won at the Charlotte Roval back in 2018. Johnson, been a while since he's won on a road course. Outside of the Sonoma race we got him the victory with earlier this year. It's been a long time since he's won at Watkins Glen. Can he get another win here on his final season? Blaney does have a win so far this season. William Nix, welcome to the stream. I think you were here earlier, but welcome back in case I missed you. Ryan Newman has powered his way back up to third. What a charge. I wonder if the 11 and the 10 car are still in the race after that hard crash. They definitely lost a lot of spots, that is for sure. That'd be very unfortunate for Eric Almirola, right on the cut line coming into the race today. He has been in the top 3 all day long. But it's Johnson trying to hold on Blaney with about a 1-second lead. Chris Buescher in the top 5 and 5th. Great run for that 17 car. Johnson slightly slipping away. I just don't think Blaney's got the speed that Almirola had earlier, or even Denny Hamlin for that matter. Probably why Blaney was in 4th. That's about all the higher he could run, but he put himself in the position. And if he could just hang with Johnson enough, and we get down to the final 10 laps of the race, and Jimmy Johnson has the tires wear out again, don't be surprised if Blaney has found his way back up to Johnson at the late going. We have only had 2 cautions today. Sorry, 3 cautions today. That last one we just about wrecked, but unfortunately it costed Hamlin and Almirola a lot of spots and a chance at the possible win here. Johnson not that great through the chicane that time. Lost a little bit of ground. Yeah, Blaney actually cut down some time through the chicane there. That has been Johnson's bread and butter most of the day. Can alternate through the different camera angles one more time in the race today. At the line, just 25 laps to go. Big gap back to 3rd place, Ryan Newman. Newman has kind of been struggling on speed today, but he has stayed on the lead lap, and he is still in the top 3. He qualified 4th earlier as well. Again, a slight bit of damage on the front of the car, but it's really nothing much. Hasn't affected the handling, that is for sure. And caution is out again. 24 to go, fourth caution of the race. So caution's starting to breed other cautions. Kyle Busch gonna hit pit road. Looks like Eric Jones will get the free pass back in 19th. Tomorrow's stream is going to be the Michigan Cup race. So Michigan's the next race on the Cup schedule. That's where we'll go tomorrow night. Again, as usual for Monday through Wednesdays, as soon as I can get off work, that's when we'll end up streaming that one. We're going to have 21 laps to go here. So Busch is going to take fresh tires. That's very interesting. He's the only car to hit pit road. He's losing a lot of track position. He was in about 6th or 7th. Stenhouse up to 7th place now. He's trying to work himself through the field. And the green flag back in the air again. Just 21 to go. Who will get the restart? Pretty solid restart there. Bowyer side by side right now for 2nd place with Blaney and slowing each other quite a bit through the carousel. Johnson pulling away off the restart. Ty Dillon up to 5th, coming off of a win at New Hampshire yesterday, trying to get back-to-back top 5s. I should say earlier today, not yesterday. Diamond Jeff, welcome to the stream. Just in time for the finish. 20 laps to go at Watkins Glen this time by. Wow, Johnson almost got in the wall off of 7. He's pushing the car hard. Blaney is able to fend off Clint Bowyer for the time being. Getting later and later into this race, the older and older that left front tire is going to get. But was that last restart the final one of the day? Boyer's up to 3rd now off that restart. I mean, he almost went from 4th to 2nd. Did gain 1 spot there on Newman. They're going to do a replay after the race. Likely not. I usually don't do that unless we have a spectacular finish. So I guess if the finish comes down to the wire here, we're going to do a replay after. As long as I don't wreck either. So I guess you can't go through the replay if you wreck out. But yeah, I usually don't go through the replay unless I do that. I usually just do a rundown of the finishing order. Take a look at the point standings real quick and the race analysis, and that's about it. Jackson Thomas, welcome back. Again, Blaney only 2 seconds off the lead from Johnson. He fell 2 seconds back after the restart because he was battling with Bowyer, but he has not lost much time since. Don't count him out again. If that left front wears out in time, and let's say even we get another late race caution, Blaney might have a shot. But you've got to say, Johnson in this race barely made any mistakes. Pretty clean race for the most part, except for right before that 3rd caution. And then lost the race off of pit road to Blaney, but was able to get the lead back off of turn 1 anyway, even restarting in 2nd. Yeah, so the next race I'm not doing today will be tomorrow night. Again, about 8:15, 8:30 or so. You can plan on Eastern Standard Time, somewhere around then. We got the Cup Series at Michigan. Next race on this custom Cup Series schedule for the championship mode, Chase for 8 with Johnson. Jimmy's pulled out to about a 3-second lead now off of turn 5 on Blaney. Losing a little bit more time. Again, just 19 cars on the lead lap. Do I want to make it more difficult for me? I definitely plan on kind of messing with the settings after the end of this season for sure. But I don't really want to change the settings in the middle of the season. I know we're going to be throwing in stages. I'll probably drop the tire wear to normal effect instead of more grip, so I kind of lose a little bit more grip. Probably what I'll end up doing. Yeah, it's max difficulty at 105, but I'll try going again for where it says where my tire wear is, or tire wear effect. It's on more grip right now, but we'll put it at normal after the season's over. I just don't want to mess with it mid-season. Wow. That was a big hop off the curb there to the chicane. Blaney's been staying equal in lap times for the last few laps at least here. $15 laps to go this time by for Jimmy Johnson. Tested it yesterday. All right, I'll definitely look at it. Again, I don't know if I want to change it for the season specifically right now. We're already past halfway through the regular season. The only thing I'm scared for is I don't use custom setups. And I kind of don't want to use custom setups still. Wow, Blaney's really ran down Johnson here the last couple of laps too. But yeah, so... But no, I'll definitely look into changing that for next season for sure. Boy, that 12 car is coming. Blaney is cutting down the lead here lap after lap. He was 3 seconds back about 4 laps ago. How quickly Johnson got back to the gas through turn 1. Oh boy. Almost overran the chicane there, trying not to keep Blaney from going through there. And that is what has probably changed. Again, Blaney cracking down on those corners that we're not getting through as well, 6, 7, and 1. But also through the carousel those last few laps and through the chicane, he's staying right with us. Again, that is our bread and butter corners. Like I said, don't count that 12 car out, especially if that left front tire starts to give away later and later into the race. Wide in turn 1 again. Blaney cuts the time down once more. Blaney got off the exit of the carousel a lot better than Johnson. He is there. He's within a couple car lengths. Into the chicane. Big hops over the curbs there by Johnson. Sliding it now into turn 5. Johnson going to break the draft down to the inside here. 11 to go. Wider through turn 1, trying to get back to the gas a little bit before that 12 car behind us. I think that usually helps with the speed through the carousel from what it seems like over the course of the race. Something little I've kind of figured out with the lining of the cars. Oh boy, Johnson going wide through turn 5, and here comes Blaney. Tried to desperately get around the side of the 36 of Reagan there, and that forced Johnson to go a little wide, and Blaney about made the pass. They both get through Reagan quickly. That 12 car is there. Just 10 laps to go this time by here at Watkins Glen. Ten to go. We'll stick with the normal camera now for the end of the race. Yeah, I'm gonna hope I don't DNF here. Oh, that'd be so unfortunate. But this has turned into a good battle for the lead. We've got more lap traffic up ahead. Johnson's gotten through the lap traffic a lot better than everybody else today. How much of a factor will that play? He's got to catch him right into the chicane. Terrible spot. That's Johnson's best part of the racetrack. Trying to desperately get around Gase into turn 5. He does. Clears him. Blaney going to try to get under him. Johnson crosses over now to the outside on Kenseth. Getting the power down. Going to get around Timmy Hill easily here. Blaney's trying to get around Kenseth now into turn 6. So Johnson has gapped Blaney a little bit from 5 into 6. 9 laps to go. Well, Blaney got around Kenseth in 6, and now he's working the next lap car. Timmy Hill, I believe it was, right behind us. Will we stay green to the finish? And will the left front tire hang on? It gets down to 30% tire wear. Don't forget, we struggled there. The last 2 runs it had gotten that low. Caution luckily came out in time before we had to make the green flag stop. I don't think a caution is going to bail us out this time. I think we need this to play green to the finish and not bunch the field up again. Well, Stenhouse, he's worked his way up to 5th. He's working on Newman for 4th. I think anybody from those first 2 rows, if we do get a restart, could possibly get to the lead. 1 second lead, going to clear Houff barely into 6th. Working on Chad Finch, and now Blaney caught another lap car back there in a terrible spot. Johnson trying to drive away again, just 8 laps to go. Two-and-a-half second lead. There's still 1 lap car in between the 48 and the 12. And the 12 of Blaney was struggling. He caught him in a bad spot through the carousel there, side by side. Blaney now 3 seconds off the lead, so Johnson pulling away, at least for now. But again, knowing that that left front is going to be really worn out soon here, Johnson needs as much of an advantage as he can get. It's going to be a long 7 laps to get to the end of this one. And he's going to give it his best shot. 7 laps to go, this time by for the 48. Trying to go back to victory lane now for the 10th time this season. Just a 17-point lead in the regular season standings over Harvick coming into this race today. Couldn't have had a worse last 2 races. Stenhouse, Newman keep jockeying back there for 4th. Drove it in deep into the chicane there to get around John Hunter Nemechek. On a 4.5 second lead, 5 second lead on Blaney. Again, Johnson pulling away in the lap traffic. Going to get around the lap car of Custer now, easily off of 5. Heavy lap traffic just up ahead for the 48. 6 laps to go though, this time by. Blaney was keeping up and got through the lap traffic pretty well those first few cars, but more cars Johnson's passed. Just seemed like the least likely that the 12th of Blaney was going to be able to keep up. Look at this huge line. We got about 7 or 8 lap cars right in front of the 48 of Johnson. It's going to have to make quick work of them, especially before that left front gets extremely worn out. Side by side with Eric Jones. Not a good spot to do it, but we made it work clean, and he gave us as much room as he could through the chicane going side by side. But look at that, it cost us a second of time going through there side by side with Eric Jones just through the chicane alone. Now break Bubba Wallace, get around him. Bubba gonna try to cross us over for a minute there, couldn't quite get around us. Good run through turn 7 that time for Johnson. 5 laps to go at Watkins Glen. Jimmy hoping it stays green to the finish. 3 wide to the bottom into 1 on Justin Haley. Tyler Reddick making quick work of those 2. Great 3 wide pass. I think that's the first time we've seen 3 wide all day today, honestly. Had a couple of good battles for the lead, but nothing like that through the lap traffic. Jimmy making it look easy. William Byron, next lap car ahead in 25th, about to go 2 laps down. 6-second lead now on Blaney. Ooh, Byron not letting the 48 of Johnson by. Very strange that they're teammates. Johnson going to run it wide off of 5 here and get around Byron that way with the access road, clearing him way before they got into turn 6. Going to have 4 to go this time by. And it looks like pretty much for about the last 3.5 to 4 laps, the grip level of that left front tire is going to go away. 4 to go. 5.5-second lead. Backing down turn 1. Got it to turn really easily there that time. Last thing we need is a caution. We had a late race caution, a green-white checker at Sonoma. Only 1 overtime finish this year, though, and that came at Kansas. Johnson got the win, restarting in 6th. Stole the win from Kyle Busch, who had led the most laps that day. Andrew Hollenbach, welcome to the stream. Yep, 29% on that left front now, so it's down under 30%, but a 9-second lead roughly on Blaney. Plenty of time to give up for Johnson. Try and keep the car straight. 3 laps to go this time by. Definitely wants to get to that white flag as quick as possible. Left front's going to make it to the end of the race, but it is going to be very worn out for the rest of this thing. And the handling of the car is not going to be the same. Oh boy, really loose there on the curbing off the exit of turn 1. Really shook the 48 car. Stenhouse up to 4th. Chris Buescher up to 5th. Newman's falling out of the top 5 now. Blaney still in 2nd, but now he's about 10 seconds off the lead. Johnson, a lot of time to give here, but still desperately wants to get to the white flag. No, this is going to be it. Final stream of the night. We'll be back at Michigan tomorrow night, though, for the Cup Series. Next race of the season there. 2 laps to go this time by for Jimmy Johnson. A 12-second lead now on Ryan Blaney. Left front tire is pretty much shot. Not completely yet, but we have a big enough lead. We could tiptoe around these corners if we have to, but we're wanting to get to that white flag first and foremost. And then we'll tiptoe it around for the final lap. Off of 5. 2 more corners to go to the white flag for Jimmy Johnson. Man, Blaney's really struggling. He probably caught that pack of about 7 or 8 lap cars that we did about 2 or 3 laps ago. See, is now falling about 15.5 seconds. Basically a non-factor. Got to roll through 7 as quick as possible now. Back to the gas. White flag in the air. 1 lap to go. Jimmy Johnson, after a rough last couple of races, just needs to make it 1 more lap. 6 more turns now after we exit turn 1. What a dominant performance. Has led every green flag lap of the race. The only laps that he didn't lead was under caution when Blaney won the race off of pit road. Those were the only laps Johnson has not led all day. Got to be the most dominant performance of the year as far as laps led go. That is for sure when it comes to percentage. just absolutely pulled away. Blaney gave us a fight until about 6 or 7 to go, and we really started pulling away in the lap traffic. And luckily enough for us, we never got a caution. There's 2 more turns remain. Taking it easy off of 6. We know that's our worst corner. 7 is right up there with 6, and we're going to take it easy through there as well. Here we go to the checkered flag off of turn 7. Jimmy Johnson is going to go back to victory lane at Watkins Glen. 10th win of the season. And about as easy of a victory as you could get when it comes to laps led, with the dominant performance from the 48 team here today, winning the pole, leading the most laps. But this time, after getting the pole, he's going to get to the checkered flag first and get the victory. Redemption for Johnson at the Glen. And the engine is just blown out in the victory celebration. No game glitch here. Johnson gets to keep the flag. Jimmy with the win. We'll take a rundown to your top 10 here. Only 93 minutes in the race today. We had 4 cautions total. So an hour 33 minutes. This was a quick race. It was only 90 laps for a full race at Watkins Glen, and this race flew by with the lack of cautions. Jimmy Johnson gets the win again. Blaney second. Boyer third. Stenhouse with a great run in fourth. He was in the top 5 most of the day. Chris Buescher with a surprise performance at 5th. Ryan Newman 6th. So great run. Both the Roush Fenway Fords finished 5th and 6th. Denny Hamlin fell back to 7th. But came back after him and Almirola got in an accident there that brought out the second to last caution. So Almirola 8th. Ty Dillon 9th. Back-to-back top 10s for him after coming off of a win in the last race at New Hampshire. And Chase Elliott rounds out the top 10 in this race as well here today. 17 drivers finished on the lead lap in today's race. And the only driver to DNF was Kurt Busch in the 1 car, as he brought out that last caution and finished 19 laps down. So quick rundown of your favorite drivers in the finishing order there. Take a quick look at the playoff standings here. So Johnson expands his points lead on Harvick. Still fairly narrow for the most part. Just a 32-point lead. A 32-point lead for Johnson heading into the next race. Still 11 races before the playoffs and a lot of tough tracks yet to come in the regular season. So that could definitely shake up the battle for the extra 15 playoff points. And Kyle Busch is also within striking distance. He's 60 points back, so don't forget about him. Denny Hamlin, Ryan Blaney in the top 5. So we have so far had 6 different winners, as you see there. Johnson, Harvick, Blaney, Truex, Stenhouse at Martinsville is in 18th. And then Ty Dillon in 28th has a win at New Hampshire. Surprise victory there. He's just got to stay in the top 30. He had a great run today. That definitely helps him, as well as his win in the last race, getting points there obviously too. So he is 39 above the cut line, almost a full race ahead of Michael McDowell. So he's looking good to be able to make the playoffs. So 6 different winners so far on the season, still 10 spots open for the playoffs. Johnson had the fastest lap, 107.604. That was not quite as fast as what he ran in qualifying. 89 of the 90 laps led today. Johnson led all but 1 lap, and again, that 1 lap was under caution because Blaney won the race off of pit road. That's so unfortunate, man. We led all but 1 lap. We were so close there. And we led all the green flag laps, so we did all we could do there. We just didn't win the race off of pit road after that final pit stop. But Johnson deserved the win here today, without a doubt. He deserved the win the last couple races, never got it, but we got the win here. King, thanks. Great race. Thanks to everybody for replying, by the way, throughout the course of the stream here in this one. But yeah, we never made a mistake there. Southern Rebels 01. Yeah, sorry for being late. We got the dub, though, here today, that is for sure. So I hope to see you guys tomorrow night in Michigan. Again, once I can get off work, Monday through Wednesday are tough as far as trying to depict what time. So as soon as I can get home, get some food in my stomach, and we can get ready and get going for the race tomorrow. Again, Cup Series at Michigan will be the next race. Kind of a shorter race. It's 400 miles, 200 laps, but that track, the laps kind of fly by with how fast that we run. So it should be a fun race A little bit of pack racing on the restarts. Restarts are going to get crazy tomorrow. Hopefully we can make it through. Hopefully I can use the steering wheel. I'm going to attempt to. And hopefully it doesn't disconnect on us again. Going to hope for the best. But thanks everybody for tuning in. And I'll see you guys tomorrow night. Hit the subscribe button for more daily NASCAR content. Hit the like button down below if you enjoyed the race, the commentary, the video in general. And I'll see you guys tomorrow night.